Have you ever seriously thought about what it takes to build a community? I mean, really build it from the ground up. Not just the houses and roads, but a place with a real future. Well, today, we're going to deconstruct a fascinating blueprint that shows us exactly how it's done.
So let's just imagine for a second that this is your job. Your mission is to develop a community. That feels huge, right? It's overwhelming. The starting line is kind of blurry. Where in the world do you even begin?
You might think the answer lies in some dense government report or a fancy think tank study. But what if I told you the answer is in a university course syllabus? Seriously, we're looking at the plan for a rural community development course from a university in Indonesia. And it turns out it's one of the most practical guides for real-world change I've ever seen.
Okay, so first things first. Before you lay a single brick or plan a single program, this blueprint says you have to define what success even looks like. What are we actually trying to achieve? The whole plan is built on two really core ideas.
The first one is this word, kesejahteraan, which is basically welfare. This is the North Star. This is the whole point of the project. It's not just about money, it's about getting to a place where poverty is a thing of the past and everyone has a shot at a genuinely good quality of life. This is the what we're aiming for.
And if welfare is the destination, then pembangunan, or development, is the journey. This is the how we get there. It's the actual process, the specific actions that people take, all designed to get that community closer and closer to that goal of welfare.
And this slide, this really gets to the heart of the problem the course is trying to solve. It's a tale of two communities, right? On one hand, you've got rural areas, often focused on agriculture, struggling to get access to resources and investment. And on the other, you have the cities, where all the economic activity seems to be concentrated. The big question is, how do you bridge that gap?
So, how do you do it? How do you close that gap? Well, the syllabus points to one master tool, one core strategy that makes this whole thing work. And that strategy is community empowerment.
And I love this quote, which is inspired by one of the key thinkers mentioned in the course. It just flips the whole idea of help on its head. Empowerment isn't some gift you hand down from on high. It's not about an expert coming in to save the day. It's about helping people realize the strength and the power they already have.
And this isn't just some vague, feel-good idea. It's an actual process, a clear four-step path. It starts with awareness, really understanding the problems and the potential. Then you move to capacity building, learning new skills. From there, you take action, putting those new skills to work. And the final goal? Self-reliance, where the community can keep the progress going all on its own.
And all along that path, you're guided by these 5 key principles. The most important one? It has to start with the community. This isn't something you do to people, it's something you do with them. It's all about partnership, building local skills, and making sure that change is going to last for the long haul.
Okay, so the theory is great. Empowerment, partnership, sounds amazing, right? But how does it become real? How do you turn these big ideas into an actual, on-the-ground program that works?
Well, the course offers this incredibly simple but powerful checklist. 4 questions you have to ask. 1. Is it relevant? Is this solving a problem people actually have? 2. Is it feasible? Can we actually do this with what we've got? 3. Is it sustainable? Will this thing still be around in 5 years? And 4, the big one, is the community really involved? And check this out. When you dig into why participation is so important, look at where the biggest slice of the pie is. 40% is about creating community ownership. Because when people feel like a project is theirs, they will fight for it. They'll make sure it succeeds and lasts. It's not just about getting help, it's about building ownership, skills, and fairness.
All right, let's zoom out. We've gone from the big idea down to a concrete plan for one single community. But why does this one little blueprint matter in the grand scheme of things? What's the real big picture impact?
Because when you do this kind of development right, you're not just helping one village. You are directly tackling some of the biggest challenges a society faces. First up, you're creating Ketenaga Kerjaan. You're creating employment, real jobs, right where people live.
And when you create those jobs locally, you start to foster something even more powerful, mobilitas social, or social mobility. You're creating actual pathways for people and their families to build a better life, to break out of old cycles.
So really, when you boil it all down, this entire blueprint, from defining welfare all the way to empowering a community, it's a ground-up strategic attack on one of the toughest problems there is, pengangguran, unemployment. You see, building a better village really does help build a stronger nation.
So there you have it, a complete blueprint for change, all hidden inside a university syllabus. It shows us that real development isn't magic, it's a process. It's about defining your goal and then empowering people to get there themselves. Which really just leaves one last question for all of us. If you were going to build a better community, what's the first brick you would lay?